So we skipped a week again?
Yeah.
Is this considered a weekly podcast anymore?
I think it's considered a fortnightly podcast. Unless you're
a fortnight
lucky.
podcast. Very nice.
No, not a
fortnightly podcast. A fortnight nightly podcast.
Every night.
Once a day. Once a day. Latest. Who did
who dropped down in Tomato Town?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of one other term in Fortnite.
In Fortnite?
When you're
Headshot.
like, no, that's been a thing forever, you old fucking... You're just... Sometimes you say some shit that makes me look bad.
Makes me look old.
Makes me look old.
Makes me look like I'm old.
Oh, when someone's like doing 90s or something. What is that called?
So when someone's doing the Orange Julius?
No. They're pulling 90s. Is that a thing in Fortnite?
How the fuck would I know?
All right, let me look it up in my phone.
Okay.
Oops, my finger slipped.
Oh. Oh my god.
Why did you leave? God. Brooke will never see this. There you go.
Strangling the bear in time to the music is a move. Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is that there's that TikTok rapper, kind of a meme rapper that I'm a bit enthralled by.
Yeah.
Lil Macy.
Oh.
Yeah, and he has that line that's like, playing Fortnite, bitch, I'm pulling 90s, something 90s, right? But I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But then he says, fucking on a MILF, she was born up in the 90s. Yeah.
He rhymes 90s with 90s? That can't be
it
right.
Doesn't. No, it is right. It is right.
You
don't really understand how genius that line is.
It is right that MILFs were born in the 90s as well.
It makes me feel terribly old. Right here.
That's what it's meant to do. That's what it's meant to do.
It makes me want to click like and subscribe to Lil Macy, so that maybe he'll think I'm young.
Yeah.
And that I'm not old, because this little 19-year-old rules the world now, I think. This is all the space in between, and I'm sleepy.
It's 11 p.m. that we're recording this on a Sunday night, so
we don't have curtains in this room, so we kind of have to wait for it to get dark, and
then by the time it gets dark, we're like sleepy.
It's also like springtime now.
Yeah.
So it isn't just like 4, we could just record now. We gotta wait till like 7 at least now, and it's just gonna get worse and worse.
And it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Anyway, it's 11 p.m. Welcome to our night cast.
This is all the space in between. Brooke isn't here. Brooke is here as in spirit. She's wearing a little bell. And we got 3 questions.
Brooke told us to put this bear on the show. This is a jelly cat bear that Brooke bought for you, I think.
Yeah.
With one of Pretty Cat's collars on that I put on him.
Oh, really? Was that what's happening?
Yeah.
I thought he always had this thing on.
No.
Oh, it looks so good on him.
It's Pretty Cat's Christmas collar.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
his little red bow tie.
Okay.
It fits him perfectly though, which is why you'd be surprised.
I can't imagine him without it.
I know, it's like an intrinsic part of this bear. Brooke was like, you have to put the bear on when I'm gone and then that will be me and blah blah blah. Brooke don't watch this fucking podcast.
No! Oh my god, the thing hit its head. Did you fill it with blood, or why is it doing that? No, I want it on the show.
I actually feel bad. I would have got it.
It actually knocked its head on like the chair as it went down.
Yeah.
It didn't have the microphone, but it said ow, and then it said why, and then it said I'm Brooke, and then it said it's like that that Black Mirror episode where I'm in the little doll.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can see and feel. Pretty low key episode today, I'm feeling. Do you not have your phone?
I do have it.
Okay.
It was in my other pocket,
It's upstairs.
so I panicked.
Yeah, it's on the patio.
It's in the bottom of the hot tub.
It's in the balcony, yeah. Kind of dangling on the edge, and we'll never find it. 3 questions on the show. Did you notice? I know you didn't, but did I do it in front of you? You were wrong last episode.
What?
When you were like, we sit super far apart. And I was like, no, because check this out. I usually sit. You're sitting, I feel like, a bit purposely far right now. But I usually sit. It was really uncomfortable having Brooke on the show because I had to sit a little bit more like
in the
masculine
corner?
and in the corner.
Masculine?
Yeah.
You sat more masculine?
I sat more masculine.
Because Brooke was here?
Not because Brooke was here.
To impress her.
Not to impress her. I'm already impressed. I'm already impressing her constantly. But because there's
even
somebody,
out the feminine energy.
Because there's somebody here.
Yes.
I have to then sit, legs kind of on, out, like,
yeah,
you know. And normally I would sit when we're podcasting. I'm just more here and I'm more present. And I know that we would sit closer because there was many episodes where we're like touching hands or I'm touching your arm or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
So we had to have been closer because there's no way I could have reached you before.
Sometimes we would secretly hold hands behind Brooke's head.
Yeah, behind Brooke's giant head would be both of our fists hold like that, making a millennial heart.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, you do it. What are you doing?
Well, sometimes you go like this, and sometimes you
I've
go
never
like
done that.
this.
Yeah.
But now they go like that?
Yes.
The fuck? I bet that's how little Macy does it.
Or like that.
Oh, from just like the two little hearts there.
I don't like that one.
No, this one's dumb. That one's not good.
Yeah.
This is an email reading podcast, and I'm so tired, but we got 3 questions on the show. Something. I was going to say something. Oh, I was going to say a couple things, right? Last episode was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We shouldn't record an episode and then I wait a long time and then we edit the episode.
Yeah.
Because I was like trying my hardest. I was like, okay, there was some stuff we had to put in.
Yeah.
There was some applauses. There was there was something else. And then I was really proud at the end of the episode. And I was like, I remembered it all. Yeah. I remembered the whole thing. Let's go. And it goes up and someone's like, you didn't zoom in on Brooke's stomach.
You didn't do the zoom
that
you specifically said you were going to do.
Nah. I didn't do the zoom because I didn't listen to the whole episode. I was like, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. And I was just looking and kind of scrubbing through it, being like, I know there was this. I know there was this. I even asked Brooke.
Yeah.
I was like, this is everything, right? And she's like, yes.
Yeah.
And I said, you promise? And she says, yes. And you wouldn't lie to me.
She was self-conscious about her tummy.
Yeah, she actually wanted me to cut it.
Yeah.
Wanted me to zoom out somehow. She wanted me to make it all super wide angle.
Pixelate it.
That'd be funny, actually. It's like a zoom, and I zoom, but then it's like blurred. So you can't even see the tattoo. But I also wanted to say, for how not consistent this podcast is, and it's not consistent at all. I really appreciate even just like the handful of comments that we get on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
that rules. I was really coming to terms with that last week. That I would just be like, oh yeah, look at that, another comment, and then I would just say there's like comment on this podcast that we just like put out there, and
5 comments.
Yeah, and I was like,
wow,
you don't have to do that.
No,
that rules.
It actually really makes me smile a lot.
I like it. Yeah. The reassurance that people are like, I know that people are watching because they're writing in, and we haven't like not had questions for the entire like 3 years that we've done this or something.
Yeah.
But it's still cool that people are like actively watching and listen. And then also like, I don't know, it's just cool. So thank you. That's neat.
Yeah,
I see that.
Thank you for watching our
I read
show.
that. I think it's cool. Should we get into a question?
Yes.
Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna be like, oh, the reason we didn't podcast last week, but it's fucking boring. It's boring. The reason we didn't podcast last week.
I don't even remember why.
It's because I was inundated with bureaucratic fucking.
Oh
paperwork.
right, yeah, that sucks. Who cares?
Yeah,
Brooke I had left too.
Yeah.
Brooke had like not like just left, but we were like, all right, well then for sure we'll do it on this day. No, okay, so we're gonna get all our paperwork done, and then we'll do it the next day because we'll already have it turned in. Shit, not turned in now.
Yeah.
Because of some other thing we have to do. Okay, you know, it's just closer to the next week anyway. Let's just not do it.
Yeah, I had to do a bunch of immigration shit, and let me tell you, they make this shit hard. They don't want people to come here.
No.
But it is all sent off now. Hopefully your girl is good.
Small update too on the front of me eating whatever whenever I want. It's going good. It's still continuing to go okay every day. I'm enjoying small treats. Baked goods, cookies. I'm not even having a juice. I'm like actively trying to drink more water because I've effectively stopped drinking it.
It's true.
I've just, every drink I have will just be a fun little sugary juice. An ocean spray. I love an ocean spray. Really, it's really not. The white cran peach.
Not even a juice.
White cran peach is the. I also tried a cran cherry recently, and totally fucking blew my mind. Like total. I was like, oh my god, it tastes mostly like a fruit punch, and it's so good. So, still going swimmingly.
I hate a fruit punch.
Why?
Never liked a fruit punch.
Why?
Give me one fruit. You know?
I don't want it to be a punch.
Yeah, give me one fruit.
No,
what's wrong with that?
I'm an enormous fan of
concentrate.
Just of a cherry. Period. You know.
Yeah.
So a fruit punch is right up my alley. Got it, Miss Brooke. Like boring as hell.
She loved juice.
She loved cherry.
She loved fruit.
She loved fruit punch. Okay. Other than my goddamn wife over here.
I like that we're talking about her like she's dead.
Don't even say that, man. Bro, she's alive and well and in Canada and just got a place, and we're all super proud of her.
She loved fruit punch.
She loved fruit punch. God damn it! Why couldn't it have been? Brooke's fine and alive and well and great, and not gonna watch this, so it doesn't really matter. First question.
First question.
We jump back into it. First brooke-less episode in a while.
Let me read it.
Okay, go for it.
The subject of this email is no subject, and it goes like this. Hey Mitch, are you still bullet journaling? The end.
Will I add music to that?
No.
We don't know. I think I will.
You think you will?
I think it'll come right out. So, let me preface this by saying that that everything that I do has a reason, has a rhyme and a reason in order for me, and then so when I say this, when I give you the answer to this, as we made kind of a big stink in the past about bullet journaling, how good it is, there's a solid reason why I'm not doing it anymore, and why after that episode I had only lasted probably 2 weeks.
I think someone actually asked us this like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like a couple of months after you started. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it was like a New Year thing I was doing, right? Interesting. Yeah, no, I lasted no time. It's hard to imagine that I even did. Oh, so here's the reason, right? It's boring. It's boring and it sucks.
What the hell?
It's boring and sucks and it doesn't really help. Is the thing. It doesn't
help you.
I feel like unless you're starting a YouTube channel about bullet journaling, you're not going to be too.
I've done it consistently for 3 years.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's good. For me, I don't even like you. Well, actually, I think we talked about it a little bit because I talked about a little bit about having a whiteboard. So we did talk about it a bit.
Yeah. To be fair, you also don't use your whiteboard, so
I use it when people tell me to.
Yeah.
I'll use the whiteboard when people tell me to, but especially now that I have that panel up on the wall. Fuck no. No, that whiteboard's in the closet. Once Brooke moved it into the closet, she was like, this is like the only place for it now is like the wall in the closet. And I was like, okay, so I'm done using it then. Yeah. There's no way I'm peeking into a closet to see what the hell is there. No way.
No, well, that's fine. I just write down your important tasks in my bullet journal and then remind you to do them.
It's true.
So, yeah.
It's true, you do. And to be fair, I get it done. Boom. No need for bullet journal for me. So I'm good. I don't have the journal. I don't use it.
Here's a real thing that I think about that. I'm, again, on my 3rd year bullet journaling. I think you started off making it too pretty. That's why I honestly think the problem is.
That's most of the reason I wanted to do it.
Exactly, but that's the wrong reason to want to do it. Because then you spend so much time, like, making it pretty that becomes its own task in itself. You just gotta make a real ugly one and just be like, here are my tasks. I'm doing them until you're really used to the system and then start making it pretty. Mine have got increasingly prettier.
I have this grand idea, this sort of ideology of every time I do something, I jump into it. This is sad but true. I jump into it thinking, I wonder if this is going to be the thing that fixes me, you know. And it doesn't matter if it's a new diet, if it's just a new way of thinking, if it's a bullet journal, if it's a new recovery program, if something like that. I jump into it saying, I'm going to be the success story of this, you know, and it's going to fix me. It's going to completely fucking fix me. And so that's not how anything works, unfortunately. That's not how anything works, but that's just sort of the way my mind romanticizes it.
Yeah.
So I did that with bullet journaling.
Yeah, for sure.
And with a lot of things. You think of it and you think, this is, again, really depressing. You think, what if this is the new me? You know? You think, what if this is who I am now? You know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, no, the old me is the current me. And I will continue to be that. And so I wonder what the next bullet journal is going to be.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be like a new interface or something. It's going to be like those monitors I keep telling you that I want.
Yeah,
and they're like, but they're $2,000 each,
and then they'll
you know?
fix you, and then you'll be happy.
So if I get what I think, with
the voices will quiet down.
Is the thing though is that the voices are made stronger by the resonant frequency in this room, and I just feel like if I put up a few new panels, it'll
it's amplifying.
Well, it's right there in the 100 hertz range,
which, as we all know, is the hertz the voices are in.
Right,
the interior
the low,
room.
bassy, chesty part of the voice. I'll hear it bounce back at me, and it says change, and I go, I'm way ahead of you, and I start changing shit in the room. Yeah.
So this is what you meant, right?
Yeah. No, I'm way ahead of you. Yeah. Change.
Yeah.
So for me, bullet journaling unfortunately gets kind of an F because it didn't fix me. Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't fix you immediately after 2 weeks. Yeah.
No, it didn't fix me after one. That was the issue. That's why after 2 weeks I was done.
Oh, yeah.
It should have fixed me after the first week. Yeah.
Here's a problem. People, not you, but people, and you being one.
Yeah.
Spend too much time.
And you. Yeah.
And you being one of the people. But I don't mean specifically only you.
Not just me.
People spend too much time setting it up, making it pretty, putting a whole day's work into being like, this is my beautiful bullet journal, and then you put it somewhere that you don't see it and you don't use it, and then what the fuck was the point? You've got to don't make a pretty one. If you want a bullet journal, get like a really lightweight tatty thing that you can carry around with you and just jot your shit down and do it. And once you get really, really used to doing all the things in it, then you get the privilege of making it pretty and nice and buying a good one.
Before I did anything in a bullet journal, I bought those stamps with all the letters on them. Yep. That was a bad move. Yeah. Right? Before I did any of that, I got the perfect color one. I got the perfect color notebook. That sucks, right? I like the idea of like walking around with the notebook and people are like, oh, what's that? It's my whole life, you know? Like, hello, you know? This is me. This is my whole life. And I could point at it so that they're looking at it and not at me. Because it's a garbage person. But right here, that keeps me organized. That keeps me, in many ways, me, you know?
Here's another thing that you would do. And that other people do as well. Is that you won't use it all week. Then at the end of the week, you'll go, oh no.
Oh shit, yeah.
It looks blank. I better go back and write in my tasks and then cross them off.
I went back a lot.
Which is only purely for looks. And like, no, be honest. Just don't move on to the next thing.
I'd go back and be like, what did I do Wednesday? I know I had therapy, but then what did I do? Like, what did I do Wednesday? Is that when I sent out the emails, right? That's what I did? Good.
Okay, send emails. Crossed
Boom.
What the fuck? That's not helpful.
Let's go.
Not helpful.
Boom, 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 boom. Right there. Did that. So now I feel good about something I had already did.
You'd already did it days ago.
Yeah. You get that little reward system. And now I don't have to do anything today because I already did something Wednesday. So in many ways,
you were using it all
good.
fucking right.
No, now that I think about it, it was pretty good. It was good for me.
I'm still an enthusiastic bullet journaler. For Christmas, actually, Brooke bought me a custom one that had my name on it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Brooke.
Can I ask you a personal kind of bullet journal question? Kind of a no holds bars interview style. Like, please don't take it personally. I just don't know. This is just about the general whatever. Yeah. Sometimes I'll glance at your bullet journal. And there's just some shit in there, and it's just like eat bagel or some shit like that. Like, you know? What's up with that?
Sometimes I gotta do it.
As opposed to the days where you don't do it? Not every day you'll have eat bagel, and not every day you'll have eat thing, but sometimes you'll have something along those lines.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I usually won't specify bagel, but I used to start all of my to-do lists with eat breakfast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of time I wouldn't eat breakfast, and it was a good way to make me eat breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And I eat breakfast, and once I've done it, I look at my list and okay, I've done one thing. What's the next thing? And then I get like a momentum going because I'm like, oh look, I'm already into my list.
I'm not saying that I'm so out of touch that I'm just like, what's depression like? You know, like I get that.
It's
I
also
understand
it is actually a thing that my old therapist recommended a couple years ago. She was like, for especially for self-esteem issues, she was like, any task, break it down into the most minuscule things, and also like everything that you do. I don't do it anymore so much unless I am airing into depression, where you just feel like I didn't do anything today, and it helps being like, okay, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush teeth. You would think those things are a given, but they're not always. So she was like, no, write them down, cross them off. You did them.
Yeah. For sure. That I get. Been there.
Yeah.
Have done that. But is there a reason why sometimes it'll be a eat bagel and other times you won't be like, have a drink, you know, have a tea?
I don't really do it anymore at all. I don't think I've done it in my new bullet journal. I don't think I've done like to eat breakfast.
Yeah, eat a thing.
Yeah, it was more a thing that I did when I was by myself as well.
Right.
Because we usually eat breakfast together, so I don't kind of need to be prompted to do that so much.
I'm the one who's like, let's have breakfast. Now that I can have all my fun things.
Yeah, now you can have a fun little breakfast. Yeah.
You know what the easiest...
Now you can eat bread.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Say, speaking of which, bread has been... It's just like whenever we wanted anything, whenever we wanted anything, I'd have to find like the fucking gluten-free version of it. So we're all having like a barbecue or something, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. Well, let's see if this place has what is the name of that really popular one? Udis. Let's see if this place has Udis.
Ugh.
And it's just, they're just like, what if we made bread pre-stale? You know? What if we made it stale immediately? And there's, yeah, sure. You get one of like the hot dog buns, you know, that costs like $9, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then you get it and you go to like fold it open and immediately just cracks into two pieces. And you're just
snaps like a fucking cracker.
Fuck, yeah. Dude, okay.
Crumbles in your hand.
And you're like explaining to people, no, I'm actually, this is just as good.
Yeah, and it's like you put the sausage on it and it just like, it wants to roll off because the surface is so flat and
you put the sausage on the two pieces you've already broken. Yeah. So you put it and it just lands on the plate, basically. You know? There's just two pieces of bread on either side of it. And there's a bratwurst on like a plate. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, dude, this barbecue is supposed to be fun. And I'm having a miserable time.
It's fun for everyone else.
So, but now I'm just like Kroger brand fucking hot dog buns. And I'm just like, they're the softest, goodest thing in the world. They rule. They're so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been keeping me happy. Way more than any bullet journal has. way more than any bullet journal has. No way. Do I bullet journal? Fuck no.
No.
How about fuck no?
I eat bread.
I eat Kroger hot dog buns.
That will fix me.
Yes.
And I'm fine now.
I eat Kroger hot dog buns.
Because I can eat Kroger.
A bullet journal? How's this for a bullet journal? I pull out a gun.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I pull out a fucking... one of those little guns we keep seeing in Twin Peaks that the women hold. Every woman has a little gun.
Tiny, dainty little gun.
I told you that today, or you were just like... all the women have small guns. And I was like, what's the deal with a small gun? Like, what is that? It still shoots a bullet. Why don't the men carry... it wouldn't be easier to carry a smaller gun?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what's the deal with the small gun. I'm saying what's the deal with the
big gun?
With the not.
Why do you need the big revolver?
Yeah.
It's still gonna...
they shoot someone, good. Both of them shoot someone.
You shoot someone in the head, both guns. It'll get the job done. Or maybe it won't. I don't know fucking anything about guns. So I'm just confused by it, as all. I just know they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, but it's very, I don't know, it's just to have like a little small one you put in your handbag, mother of pearl handle.
Yeah.
Very dainty. Very 90s.
Yeah. It's just there next to like my my thing that holds my very long cigarette, you know?
A cigarette holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the term for it. The thing that holds your cigarette.
My cigarette holder. That's very long, and then the cigarette's like a Virginia Slim on top of that.
Also
you know? So
very
it's
long.
super long.
I want it as far away from me as possible.
I don't want to smell like smoke on my fingers, just on my breath. And if you say anything about it, I'll shoot you with my tiny gun.
My tiny ladylike
gun. Anyway, yeah, no bullet journaling. No bullet journaling.
No organizational system for Mitch at all whatsoever.
No, I'd like to fix that a bit. But
you might be like, oh, Mitch, you said this merch was coming out 3 weeks ago. What happened?
Apparently my wife didn't put it in the bullet journal.
In her bullet journal?
Yeah.
Oh, Mitch, wasn't you meant to do an album?
Interesting. So I'm flipping through the pages of your bullet journal and I'm not seeing where that is. But I did see Eat Bagel here, like 3 pages
and
back.
I did eat my bagel.
Where's my fucking album? Okay, I totally forgot.
Make Mitch do album.
Yeah, Mitch do album.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Well, so look, now that we're like totally moved, totally moved, everything is set up. My desk looks like that. The panels look like this. There's a bit of a resonant frequency when you sit right there. These solve it a bit, but there's nothing in the corners, unfortunately. When I sit there,
the corners, maybe they'll fix me. Once I fix the corners, I'll be fixed myself.
And all of the problems I have kind of build up in the corners of these rooms, and then I can hear them in the 100 hertz range when I get a hum sound.
Yeah.
I would sit here for so long, and I'd sit right where my chair
where the camera
is right there, basically. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'd sit right there, and I'd go hum. It's still here. I could feel it.
Yeah.
Hum. I could feel it. It's right here. To the point where I'd be in here alone, and then I'd start. I think like no one else is downstairs, and I'll go hum, and then I'd hear Brooke in the other room go, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "What?" I'm allowed to think about it. I'm definitely allowed to think about it. I buy everyone's food. I'm allowed to think about this. Okay. I buy everybody. I'm allowed to fucking think about this.
I'm allowed to sit in my room and go hum.
I can feel it, and I do that a lot in songs. I feel like hum.
Oh yeah, my heart goes hum.
Yeah, my heart goes hum. It's right there. I can feel it. Hum. That's funny as hell. So, do you want to read another email?
We should read another email.
How long do you think we've been talking? Don't look at the clock.
I don't know. 20 minutes.
About a half hour.
Oh.
About a half hour.
Okay. Do you want to read this next one?
I don't know. Oh, is it called Ketchup Day in School?
Yeah.
Okay. This one goes long. Dear Mitch and Billy, this is a story about Ketchup Day from when I was about 12 years old in elementary school. 12 years old in 12 years. Does that make sense? 12 in elementary?
I wouldn't know.
I guess so. Yeah. It's like 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about...
If you're one of the older kids.
That's 7th grade, isn't it? Who
know.
Cares? Hold on. Caught you in your first lie, didn't I? Growing up, I was allergic to many things such as citrus fruits, feathers, chocolate, frowny face, and tomatoes. During lunch, trading snacks with people was a very specific process, and I had to be I'm messing this email up. Was a very specific process, and I had to very carefully pick and choose the limited snacks I was able to have. We had a healthy snack program, and at one point, oh my lord. We had a healthy snack.
Do you want me to read it?
No, I got it. All right, hold up. We had a healthy snack program at one point where the school would bring in, healthy snacks. Things like celery sticks, grapes, and more specifically, grape tomatoes. Every time it was healthy snack day, there would be a grape tomato. And every time I would grab one, believing it was just a very vibrant grape. I have no idea why I never learned my lesson, but I would make the same mistake of biting into that grape tomato, causing me to break out into hives. I wasn't the brightest. Hives were luckily as bad as my allergy reaction would get, but that didn't stop my genuine fear when the teacher stated we would have a catch-up day. My teacher didn't explain too much other than catch-up day would be in the next 2 days. I was freaking out. I was too embarrassed to ask. Yes?
I'm listening.
Oh, I thought I did something wrong. No. You were staring. You were looking at me when I was reading. You stopped reading along, looked at me, and I felt it.
Oh.
That catch-up day would be in the next 2 days. I was freaking out. I was too embarrassed to ask what catch-up day meant because my classmates seemed to be totally cool with it, as if catch-up day in elementary school was a normal occurrence for whatever reason. I spent the following days stressing to myself because I knew I could not participate because of my allergy. I was worried I would be cast aside and left out. Catch-up day came, and that's when I finally realized today isn't catch-up day, it's catch-up day, as in catch up on your work day, and not everybody gets ketchup for some reason. To this day, I still do not know how I was capable of believing that I was about to be given a bunch of ketchup at school. I'm not good at ending emails, but I just wanted to say that I love this podcast and the work that each of you do. I bought a flat sound beanie, and I am so excited for it to arrive. P.S. I have grown out of my allergies and no longer have to stay away from chocolate. All the best, sincerely, a dumbass.
This email is so funny to me.
It is. It's super, super good. Again, for buying the beanies, which are like gone now.
There is one left.
Is there one left?
There
won't be when this goes up.
No, there won't be by tomorrow.
Yeah, they're gone. That's cool. Thank you, everybody. And that's after we like restocked the ones that we didn't put it. They're just gone.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah,
everyone bought
probably
beanies.
Ones we hoarded for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean we took some and stuff.
Well, yeah, we took some and then we took some backups.
Gave some to friends and family, obviously.
Yeah.
Man, that email eluded me at the beginning. It was I'm still out of breath. I was do at the beginning.
You were doing good at the end.
To the end, I found my rhythm. That is just the thing about to have my brain is this dyslexic little body, mind, and soul that I have.
I like the idea of having a dyslexic soul.
I do. I do have one. Yeah, and I don't like the idea. It makes me feel slow. Stuttering too. It's been getting bad lately, I feel like.
I don't think it's been getting bad.
It's been getting worse than it was.
Yeah, maybe.
It's been getting worse than it was. I feel like if I slip and fall, I'm going to be at a place where I'm not going to be able to talk again like that.
Well, that would be a shame considering like your whole career.
The whole podcast.
Yeah.
My career isn't talking.
It's singing.
My career is singing. Sorry, I could do that better.
Yeah, I guess a lot of the time people with starters can sing good though.
Yeah. Most of the time they can, honestly.
Gareth Gates.
Don't know who that is.
Oh, second runner-up of Pop Idol in the UK.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, in the US, we just had that guy that was like, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Yeah, he kind of, went, yeah, why not?
Ed Sheeran's.
Who
apparently has a stutter.
Yeah, we saw in the stuttering magazine that I get that Ed Sheeran's on the front. They're like, he finally came out, everyone.
He came out
as a stutterer. There we go. Let's see if he plays Fortnite. No, of course not, because he's fine. He's totally fine. In the second grade, okay? They'd say Mitch, and I'd sit there, and they'd say Mitch, and I would sit there struggling to say here, and they would go Mitch, and I'm like, you can see me. I'm clearly here.
To a visual check.
You fucking idiot! Like, oh my god, dude, I'm here. You could clearly see a kid struggling to fucking do something, while everyone's pointing at laughing, and the teacher's going Mitch.
Oh my god.
Mitchell, and I'm
Mitchell
here, and I used to do this thing too because we'd sit on the floor and we're like crisscross, you know. And I'd go and I'd thump my ass on the floor. I would like lift myself up to go here. And in retrospect,
try and like force it out of you.
Yes, but in retrospect, pretty silly, right? I think I'd have laughed as well
if it worked.
It barely worked. it barely worked. It was just something that I did. Ketchup Day.
You did good reading this one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that.
You did good reading it. Ketchup Day.
Did you have a Ketchup Day at school? Like a catch-up day?
No.
We did, and I didn't remember it until I got to this part of the email.
We didn't, and you think that reading this email, like, we would have, once you get to the punchline, you're like, that's obvious, But neither of us saw it
I didn't
before.
know.
No,
Who the fuck needs to catch up on work in elementary school? I'm real behind on this shit. It's either you do it or you don't do it, right?
On your fucking term papers? Like,
yeah. They're just gonna pass you anyway. You have to be doing some nonsense tonight. If I got through, so you didn't ever stop trying in school, right? You stopped going.
I stopped going.
Did you stop trying at some point?
No, we looked at my Facebook memories today.
Mm-hmm.
My Facebook memories go back to when I was in high school.
Yeah, and I love to go back every single day.
Yeah.
You will have had on that day throughout the years. We'll have had 6 different fucking posts.
Oh yeah, I was using it.
I was on Facebook. You were using Facebook.
Yeah, as like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll just be like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
You were like, took the Family Guy quiz. I'm Stewie. Yeah. Turns out I'm Stewie, everyone.
Literally, I'm actually going to pull it up because it's kind of relevant to both what we're saying. Facebook. I literally only have Facebook to log into Spotify and look at my memories, and that's it. So, on this day, 14 years ago.
14 years ago
19th
today.
of March, 2009. I was 15. Billy Blossom needs to slap all her lying teachers. If I'm on schedule to a B, how come all my module results are A star? Anger. And then an angry face. They're all in capital letters. So I was really angry about being predicted a B. Because I was like, fuck you, I'm predicted a B. I get A's consistently.
First of all.
So angry I was posting on Facebook about it.
Nerd shit.
Oh, yeah.
Total fucking nerd shit. Yeah. Secondly, Facebook post is old when it starts with like, is something or
needs to blah blah
needs
blah
to blank because that's how people used Facebook way back in the day.
Your name was like a continuation and it was all written in like
it would just be like Mitch Welling needs to eat lunch soon. Or, I'm super hungry. You were you were always it's an old post when it's framed like that. That's real fucking funny. That's super funny.
But okay, on the same day, also 14 years ago, 19th of March 2009, Billy Blossom took the Which Family Guy character are you quiz, and the result is Stewie. I love how it's typed too. First of all, also nailed it. You definitely are Stewie, especially from like an American's perspective. Fuck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? You just have the accent. You're little and white. That means any British person would take it and get Stewie.
They're not as little and white as you, I feel like.
Obviously
the
not
head,
everyone's white,
too,
but
I feel like you're
accent.
looking over the head. You remember when Stewie got older and he got longer? So squash you back down. But he did get older and he eventually got hair. I think he was bald, though. I'm revealing that I know too much about Family Guy right now. I've been
bald.
He was only bald right here when he got older.
That could be arranged.
Anyway, little British and gay. That's the...
Stewie's gay?
It's heavily implied, I think, that this little fucker's gay. Yeah.
Evil. Scheming,
yeah. Has
I'm gonna retake the quiz and see if I still get Stewie.
Great relationship with a family dog. Yeah. Look at that. What was I gonna say though? Facebook.
Anyway, no, I didn't. I never. I stopped going to school almost completely, and I hated school, but I never stopped trying.
I was going to say one more thing about Facebook memories. Though.
Oh yeah.
We looked at mine the other however long while Brooke was still here, and I was like, there's never ever anything in my Facebook memories. I'll mostly look at it and be like, you didn't post that day.
Yeah.
You just didn't post that day. But sometimes I will get something, and we looked at it with Brooke recently, and I was like, big money, let's go. Something good. Come on. Boom. And as soon as I hit it, there's just one post of me from like 12 years ago, and it just says, it's mustache time. And I go, it's mustache time.
What are the chances that it would be mustache time?
Why did I... Big money. It's mustache time.
Oh fuck.
Shit. God, that one was bad.
It's real bad. What's also funny about it is that, like, I'm pretty sure that you posted on Twitter a few years ago.
About it being mustache time?
About it being mustache time.
So it was just that Again? I happen to have gotten it on mustache
Twice.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
On mustache day, its mustache time day.
It's mustache time day. It's funny.
I think everyone should remember the 19th of... No, whatever day. It wasn't today.
I could look it up when it was... Well, actually, I don't think I can, because the memory's
I think it was the 16th of March. It's mustache time day.
Mm-hmm. That sucks. I gotta say, it sucks. I can remember the exact moment that I stopped trying in school. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast. We're like hundreds of episodes deep, but I remember that, like, kindergarten, loved it. Kinda, not really. First grade, though, really started to like this shit, right? And it was okay. Second grade, okay, for sure. Third grade, fuck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? Third grade ruled. Third grade was
what was so good about third grade?
Had a cool teacher. His name was Mr. E. Don't remember what it stands for. He had a tattoo on his leg. He was a surfer. We went in like early to like meet the teacher when we like were checking to see like what teacher we got. You know, we would, you would like go to the school. You'd be like, oh, and look up. It was just they would just text you this now, they would just, but you had to show up to school to see some like laminated piece of paper out.
Everyone's crowded around.
Yeah, and everyone just crowds around and going, I'm with Mr. E in this room, huh? And my dad was there and he's like, let's go see if he's there. And I was like, what are you nuts? No, dude. And he's like, no, come on. And he grabbed I don't know if I ever told you this. He grabbed some passion fruit from the back of his truck. He grabbed some passion fruit.
Yeah.
And we go, and this guy's got like surfer posters on the wall and stuff like that. He was like, hey, are you Mr. E? Blah, blah, blah. I'm Mitch's dad. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're a surfer. That's so cool. I used to live in Maui. Blah, blah, blah. Can I interest you in a passion fruit? Blah, blah, blah. Wow. So we ate passion fruit together.
Whoa.
And he was like, this is Mitch. He's my son. He rules. Blah, blah, blah.
He can't talk good.
Yeah. And I'm like, and he's like, what? right off the bat. Mitchell. Him and my dad are both doing it. Yeah, he was cool, and then he was really cool to me all year, and he was a really chill teacher. That year ruled. We were at our classroom was at the perfect spot where like birds just assume that they can fly into it. So about once every couple weeks, we'd be having a normal day, and everyone's just doing like long division for the first time in their lives. And we're like working on something really hard, and then a bird will fly in, and everyone starts screaming because it's like trying to get out but killing itself at the window.
No.
Do, and everyone's just screaming. It was the shit. It was so cool. And also once he announced that his wife was pregnant, and everyone was like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" But we're young, and we're like, "Why are you telling us this?" And somebody whispered loudly in the class, "That means that he had sex," and he was just like. Then he fucking screamed at us. He was so cool. So that was like the last year that I didn't have to fucking do any work. Is like what I'm getting to here. It was like really no one gives a shit. Fourth grade, they're like mission projects, science projects, all that stuff, and I was like, oh fuck this, and I just stopped. It was in the fourth grade that I just like was like I'm not gonna fucking do it. Actually, you know what? Let me take. I gave up earlier than that. In the second grade. Sorry, I'm just talking right now. But
I gave up earlier than that.
I gave up earlier than that.
I like that you're talking about fourth grade and you're like, oh, no.
No, wait.
I gave up before
2 years
that.
Before that.
Yeah.
2 years before that. There was one time.
I actually gave up as soon as I exited the womb. Yeah.
We were, they were trying to do some like placement thing, and they were like, how well do you read? Blah, blah, blah. And I read fucking like this. So, but I wasn't like the lowest of the low. There was like 4 different tiers or something like that. And I wasn't the lowest. I was right there in the bottom low. And then I wasn't in there should have been a middle, to be honest. And then there was like the upper high, and then there was the highest. And I was like, I'm going to school this shit. I don't know why I thought I was going to school it. And I read and I did my thing, and they were like, and I was like, all right, for sure. And then they give you this big fat fucking worksheet to work through, or like this book or something like that. And we had to work through it for like 3 days or something. We just had to work through it and work through it. They were really trying to test our intelligence. And I was like, all right, how's this for smart? And I just threw the whole fucking thing away. I just like threw it away in the garbage. Because they were like, the kids that are done get to go to like the little library corner and like read Huckleberry Finn, or at least pretend to. And I was like, I want to pretend to read that book. So
not being able to read.
Yeah, fuck that. No way. So at a certain point, I was just like, crammed it into the fucking garbage. Like, put stuff over it and was like... And just walked over to the little library corner and started reading Huck Finn. That is we didn't have to. That was actually just the book that I chose. And I just started looking through, being like, I'm going to paint that fence.
Hi. I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah.
I wonder what this is about. God, I'd love to know.
Little pictures of the fence being painted. And I was like, this looks boring as hell. I'm going to go find that workbook again. It's worse than the fucking shit I was doing. But I wonder what that's really funny. But I did that for like a half hour, and then the teacher was just like, Mitch, because I was there with the smart kids suddenly, you know, and the teacher was like, Mitch, I can't seem to find your book that you were supposed to turn in. And I was straight up like, oh no, I hope you didn't lose it. Shit, I hope you didn't lose it. Worked super hard on it. Like, and she was like, oh my gosh, it has to be here somewhere. It has to be here somewhere. And starts looking around, like, she was just looking everywhere for it.
Oh my God, but not in the trash.
No, she eventually looked in the trash, and she had found it.
Oh,
and they didn't make me do it again. Yeah,
they were like, this speaks volumes.
Yeah, put them in charge.
Yeah, we actually have a special secret tier for the kids who figure out how to game the system. Yeah, the S tier. Yeah.
Kids who threw it away got to be.
Shows actually huge brain.
Yeah, I got to be principal for a day.
Yeah,
actually.
huge universe brain. Bottom of the meme, universe brain. Yeah,
didn't have to do it. Went right to it, and then you only actually reach the S tier if you attempted to like gaslight the teacher like I did. You had to just be like, oh, well, I hope you didn't lose it. You know how you are. And then I went right back to
male manipulator behavior.
Huck Finn. Learn from the best. I made her do it for me, actually. Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah. I made her do it for me.
Is that not the lesson?
Look at that
book teaches you.
Anyway, so do I bullet journal? No. Fuck no. Of course I don't. Why would I?
A couple of things about me from primary school, as we called it. In my first school, Clock House, which is a very cute storybook name for a school.
Clock House?
Yeah.
Clock House Elementary?
Infant.
Clock House Infant?
Infant school.
Sorry. I'm gonna puke. No, Clock House Infant is the most gorgeous string of words. Clock House Infant?
Yeah.
A band name, man.
Ooh.
That is a band name. No one take that. I might.
Maybe.
I won't. Yeah. But Clockhouse Infant? That's a dope.
Clockhouse Infant School in Romford, yeah. When I was there, we were doing... I don't think it was a test. I think we were just all reading... We were getting read to, I think, from a book. And the book was... it was that story that's like... In a dark, dark field, there was a dark, dark house.
Yeah.
In a dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark door. And through the dark, dark door, there was a dark, dark power.
Yeah.
And then at the end, there's a mouse.
We can agree that one of the most terrifying stories.
I loved that story. It was one of my favorite stories that my mum and dad would read to me at home.
It rhymes, yeah? Does it rhyme?
I don't know.
It definitely
mostly just repeats dark. Yeah,
it is. There's a rhythm to it, right? Okay.
And I loved that story. It really captured my imagination, and I would get my mum to read it to me almost every day.
You have a dark mind.
So, yes. So when we were reading it in like year one with a teacher, I started to read it like aloud, and it looked like I read the whole book. What I was actually doing is that I'd memorized it. So I'd memorized it word for word, and I'd also memorized where the pages turned.
Wow.
And like what images went with which sentences, you know? So I could point to the sentences and read them, even though I couldn't read.
Wow.
And then I could turn the pages, and it looks exactly like I was reading it. I was not reading it.
You were not reading it.
And they called my mum into the school, and they were like, your daughter's a genius.
You have a genius on your hands, Deb.
Yeah, your daughter is like an actual genius.
We thought something was up with the size of her head when she walked in, but now it's been confirmed.
I could read pretty early, and I could also talk pretty early, but I'm not properly reading a fucking book. Definitely not.
I think it's still impressive you were like Rain Manning this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they were like, she's a genius.
Yeah.
And you have to come in and we have to talk about this. And my mom was like, she got your asses.
Yeah,
she got
she's
me.
not a
Look, she was like, I'll cover up the words and she'll know what it says, kind of thing. And then like, I memorized a few other books, and also I would just like not, I wouldn't talk to any other kids. I would just like look out the window and like play fairies in my mind, kind of thing. And they phoned my mum up and they were like, "Oh, you got to come into the school again. One of your kids, we think they might be special needs." And she was like, "Oh, Callum."
For sure,
And they were
Callum,
like, "No,
yeah.
Billy."
Billy?
Yeah.
No, she's just off with the fairies.
we think Billy might be autistic. That would explain the memorizing books shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at that school only for like a couple of years. That was also the school where they caught me singing Titanic to myself in the playground.
Oh, and they made you sing it to everybody.
Yeah.
They brought you around classroom to classroom
Yes.
so you can sing the song.
Because again, I wouldn't fucking play with other kids. I would just sit by myself and sing the Titanic song in the playground. And when the teachers heard it, and she was like, "This weird kid is singing beautifully. Everyone has to hear it."
Yeah, I really love that aspect of your childhood. Yeah.
But I left that school, and I transferred to a place called Nightingale, which is also a very cute name for a school.
Nightingale?
Nightingale, yeah, like
Wow.
Florence, like the bird, I guess.
Wait,
yeah,
Nightingale by what?
Nightingale.
Yeah, and then
I said like Florence.
like Florence.
Florence Nightingale.
Oh, got it. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I've never read anything other than the middle section of Huckleberry Finn.
The fence section.
Yeah, the fence bit.
When I moved to Nightingale, at my old school,
Like
we've been doing
Florence.
a history project on Vikings, and I left halfway through it. And then when I went to my new school, Nightingale, they were like, "Time for history," and I was like, yeah, one of my favorite subjects. Get to talking about Vikings. And they were like, "We're doing a project on Florence Nightingale," and I was like, I don't fucking know anything about this bitch. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
What? Where am I? And I cried and cried because I didn't know like what was going on.
Okay, you do that still. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, what? Let's keep it a buck. You do that like once a week. You do that all the time.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, when you like don't know something already, and I'm like, well, you see, hon, you're not good at it yet. Like, you don't know yet, and you're like, I wanna already know. And okay, but you never.
I want to already know it. I don't want to have to learn it. Yeah,
I want to already know it and be good at it.
Yeah.
And now I'm confused.
Yes. Very, very me. Yeah. So I went into year 2 and they were doing the Nightingale project and I was like, no! Because the rest of them knew who this was and I didn't because I just been like plopped in there halfway through the year, you know? But it really, I overcame it by being like, I have to know the most about Florence Nightingale that anyone's ever known.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of kept that attitude. Yeah.
That's cool.
Always trying to learn things so that I can be the best and not have to cry.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's different, but the same as I think a lot of people.
I remember telling Callum, my brother, who it turned out wasn't special needs.
Yeah.
I remember telling him he was 2 years below me in school. I think same difference between you and Johnny.
Yeah.
He was 2 years below me, and I remember me being in year 2 and him being in reception when we went to the new school. And
Wait, you were in year 2.
Yeah.
Second grade. He was in kindergarten. Is that what that means?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Yeah.
Reception is what we
Just
call
for
it.
the people.
Just for
I
people.
wanted to decode this little Rumpelstiltskin you gave them at the
I don't know why
last
it's
second.
called reception.
Yeah, doesn't make any lick of sense. Now
Yeah.
kindergarten.
Yeah, garden of children.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
My little kindergarten.
And it's in German for some reason. Yeah, perfect sense. I remember when I went up to year 3 and he was entering year 1. I gave him a talk and I was like, it's all gonna change now.
This is it, buddy.
You've been playing with your shit in the sandbox.
Yeah.
They're gonna make you draw.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna change.
Now
You're
what?
gonna have to trace around your hand.
Yeah. It was all good.
You're gonna have to stamp a potato. Oh, it's terrible.
What is stamping a potato?
Like for art class.
Stamping it?
Yeah, you
Like-
get a potato, stamp it.
Like making a stamp out of a potato?
No, you just get the potato. Yeah, you cut the potato in half. You dip it in paint.
Oh, and then you just stamp it so it's the thing of the potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recall that. Yeah, no, I threw the potato away. Yeah.
I hate the potato. Yeah, the raw potato.
I fucking hate the raw potato.
I thought it was.
I drank the ink.
I thought it was healthy snack day at school.
I was reading,
and they were giving me half a raw potato.
I was reading that really condensed version of Frankenstein. You know, that's only 40 pages long, and there was a bunch of ink around my mouth, and I didn't want lunch that day. And they said, "What happened?" I said, "You do it. You stamp the potato or whatever." Do you remember? As we wrap this up. Oh yeah. Just real quick. Do you remember believing just some out of pocket shit at school?
Yeah.
Just being like it really was just like you know nothing, so you assume everything and you think it's all true. I was very afraid.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
In elementary school, and then that transitioned unfortunately into middle, high school, and then into my 20s. But I was especially afraid in elementary school, where I didn't know anything. So I would just assume that whatever I thought was the truth. And I would just think of the wildest things.
Oh my God.
All the time.
This really explains why you grew up to have a panic disorder.
Yeah. But I was always just on edge about the thing that it was very much like Ketchup Day. It was very much like, what does that mean? Yeah. I guess it means this.
Oh,
Fuck.
no.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. How? Yeah, and I'm trying to think of some examples. There's no way I'm going to think of any on the spot because they're so particular like that. But a completely random but great memory that I had when I was in elementary school is I would make treasure maps. Don't know where the fuck my friends were at. Like, I did have friends. I had like a core group of friends. Don't know where they were when I was doing this weird shit. But I would make treasure maps and I would draw out the playground. I'd do this probably in like the 5th grade. And I would draw out the whole playground and be like, this is where we play handball. Sandbox over here. We all know where this tree is over here. The swings are right here. Field. Da-da-da. I'm actually drawing out my elementary school. We got handball. Worst game, right? I should have known I'd be soft from the very beginning. Handball hurts.
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, not handball. Tetherball.
Don't like from Recess, the cartoon?
Sure. No, that's kickball. They played kickball a lot.
No, it's on
there.
a string.
Yes, then yes.
Yeah.
The one on the string, it's a yellow ball. Never. It's just this leathery, and you're supposed to hit it, and as soon as you hit it with your wrist, you're like, ow. And I feel like none of the kids were saying ow.
We don't have those in England.
It fucking hurts. I don't know why no one was talking about how much that sucked and hurt. I would hit it with my, ow, Jesus Christ, my fingers. I knew there was something wrong probably right then, right? I make these treasure maps, right?
Yeah.
Tetherball, Foursquare. There was a time in the 5th grade where we're like, what the fuck is Foursquare anyway? No one ever plays this shit. No one ever plays this shit.
How do you play it?
So one of like the people working at the school taught us how to play, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's play." And we just got like obsessed with it for like 3 months. We're just like, all right, another day of Foursquare.
That's so
because
funny.
It was just a new game. We're like, hey, we're like just getting older at that point. You know,
Yeah.
we're just like, this will be funny, right? Let's do stuff because it's funny now. So we did Foursquare and it ruled. But I'd make these treasure maps, and I'd actually put stuff in it, like coins, you know?
Really?
I'd actually put like quarters and stuff.
Oh my God.
And I would do this cool thing where if you like take a piece of paper and you crumple it up and then you unfold and then you crumple it up again, you unfold, you do it like 200 times, it becomes really worn and soft.
Oh,
really
yeah, you told me about this
worn
before.
and soft feeling.
Yeah.
And you leave that, you fold it up and you leave it somewhere. You do this everywhere. You bury different notes, right? Go here. Congrats. Go here. Now do this.
Like a scavenger hunt?
Like a scavenger hunt.
That's advanced.
Yeah. You'd go there, bury it. You'd have to do it so like no one like noticing, you know, like no one notices.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go early, maybe after school even, before you leave, bury another note. And then I would leave it to some random kid I've never fucking, in a different class, different grade even, wouldn't have any interaction with him. I'd see him finding the note and just be like, whoa, holy shit.
That's
oh
crazy.
Oh my God. And then he'd go and do the stuff and I'd just be like pretending to play handball, being like, yo, fellas, about to find the other one. Look at that. And then he'd find the other fucking note, go there, do something. I remember one time I left actual money. Other times I would just leave like ketchup packets or something, you know? He'd be like, fuck you.
You see a kid slurping down a ketchup packet.
No. I wouldn't. I put that there 2 weeks ago.
You think a ketchup packet expires in 2 weeks?
I think that if you left it in a hot sandbox, it wouldn't be good.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty not that good. Because, yeah, the end of it would always be I'd be burying it in the sandbox. You know, you'd have to get pretty deep down there, and a kid would just be like... it ruled. It was so cool.
That's really funny. You've never told me that before.
I liked elementary school a lot. I would always do
That's very cute.
Something like that. But I was also very afraid.
Mm.
I was also scared. I was also very scared.
Yeah. That's sweet. That's a sweet story.
Thank you.
I love to know your mind and your past.
Oh, God.
And your future.
No.
And our future.
Is this your ring hand?
Yes.
With your ring on it? We said we were going to get me a new ring.
We did.
We never did.
Do you want one?
Kind of.
That's funny.
I just feel like it's a shame that yours was so expensive and mine cost $9 on Amazon. So maybe we can like get me a $3,000 ring or something. Yeah. Just to flex. I want like a Super Bowl ring. Like it looks like a Super Bowl ring. Sorry, we gotta go, everyone. It's our time to go. Yeah. I want a Super Bowl ring, but it's instead when you look at it, actually, it just says I'm married. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Talk to me. Yeah. I'm married.
Like the Carl's Jr. commercial?
Yeah.
Don't
bother me. I'm married.
No, you don't do it well. You gotta go burger, fries, and a Coke. Don't bother me. Wait. I'm eating.
Burger, wife,
and a Coke. Yeah. Me with my new diet. Yeah. Burger, wife, and a Coke. Don't bother me. I'm married. I wonder if anyone is old enough to know what I'm referencing. God, if you're old enough to know what I'm referencing, please be my friend. If you're old enough to know what I'm referencing. This is All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Listen, send us an email sometime. Why don't you?
We're out. We're low. We're out. We're out and low.
We actually
and I'm
just
afraid.
read the top 3 in our inbox this week.
We're done.
Actually, no, we didn't even get to the third one. We were the top 2 in our inbox this week. But we would like more emails, please. If you would like to send us an email about what the fuck ever, you know, it can be a question to one of us. It can be a question about art. It can just be a story that you tell that is like a springboard for us. Like
also
today.
Just us now. So if you want to get back to that, just strictly like art advice, relationship advice, anything like that, we love to talk about it.
We do. We
certainly do.
We have a little serious moment. We're over our silly goose era that Brooke was here for.
That was a bit of a silly goose era.
Yeah, please shoot us an email. Our email address is
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And if you'd like to tell other people about the show, or just even honestly at this point, if you just leave a YouTube comment, it makes my week. Yeah, it turns out I see it and I'm like, and then don't respond and put it in my pocket. But I think that's cool. I'm gonna start responding. I'm gonna do it. And I don't need no fucking bullet journal to do that. I don't need no fucking bullet journal to do that shit.
We'll see. We'll see if it gets done.
You'll see if I'm still doing it 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
The podcast. Tell your friends about it. We're everywhere where podcasts are found. I feel like this microphone's being a little fucker this whole time. Where podcasts are found, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere. But we also have a very, very, very convenient website where you just hit play. That's all you got to do is hit play on just the YouTube video that's being hosted on there. And our website is
allthespaceinbetween.com.
Yeah, baby.
Woo!
Do you like the candle in the shot?
Thoughts on the candle?
We're back to... I'm trying to make it cozier in here. Our last setup at the old... We were like blessed to have a really big room that we were recording in, so we could have like the camera further away and then zoom into it. It looked like so nice and tight. The shot was so cool. And now I'm always like, no, we don't have any room for the light that used to come over here. And then I told you to fix it after the first couple episodes. I was like, no, it's too dark. It's too cozy. The shadows on the walls, I don't like it. So then we started doing something else, and then
you wanted it to be flat.
That's what I told you. I was like, just make it flatter.
So
make it flatter.
I can make it flat, and I did it, and you were like, it's too flat.
It's too goddamn flat. What are you doing? What are you trying to make me look bad? Huh? It looks flat as hell. Now I want it to be cozy, and we put a candle. Maybe these lights are doing a little bit more. I just want to keep working on it. I want this podcast to be really cozy and cool.
I think the candle's cozy and cute. Also, it's a bread-scented candle, which is nice.
It is bread-scented.
It's the bread one from Bath and Body Works. Brooke bought us as a housewarming.
It's celebratory because now I can have bread and we'll have bread for dinner tonight.
It smells so good.
New episodes every Monday. Tell us how the podcast looks. Maybe it'll look even better by that Monday. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.